I wasn't even recording. So every couple, like once a week, I feel like I'll usually get on Instagram and go see what like toxic bro dudes are talking about. So I go check on Drake's Instagram. Now today's post, I gotta say, this is actually hilarious. He said he posted himself. Just ah, I'm gonna read it and then I'll give my take on it. He said, "For all the ones in there, why Aubrey and not me era." That's great. Like I agree. I think that like he's like sitting drinking wine by himself. I just yes. Um, all I can say is this: like I don't know what your goals are. Like your goals might not be to be like a famous rapper. Like that doesn't have to be your goal. Your goal could literally just be like move out of your parents' house. It could be like buy yourself a dinner, take a bus ride to a part of town you've never been to. Things that are like really simple, right? And for some reason, there will always be some people who are like, you can't do it. Fuck you. You're nothing. And I feel like Drake is a really good example in this case of that, of literally being on the receiving end of, I think he was like turned down by P. Diddy. I think at one point P. Diddy had slapped him in the face. Um, really all of rap, they kept making fun of him, saying that he would never amount to anything. They big little broed him and did quite a lot of shit. And in terms of masculinity and respect, like it was really hard for him to gain respect. I feel like, at least in my life, and maybe I should actually write a little bit more about this. For me, Drake was the first example of a black male who I felt like liked women. Like I literally didn't know that that concept existed, and I'm not trying to be like funny or anything, but ever since I was like a little kid, like I was just like, there was like one kid in like kindergarten. I remember like one little black kid named Juan, and I was like, oh, he's really cute. All the other like black guys, I just felt like they were just evil or poor or just like really like not attractive to me. I don't know what the fuck it was, and they just kept doing shit to like reinforce it, all of the propaganda and stuff, and like I mean, I definitely saw my brother. Like, I have a brother. He's black. I saw him as like a nice guy. But then as I got older, I didn't see him as that anymore. And then I just had all of these experiences where I felt like, and I these were reassured, at least for me. And I don't want to speak for everyone, and I don't want everyone to feel like this is the case. But there's something about me in particular where like men in general, this is not only black men, but for black men specifically, like I am just someone to be used. Like there's no like they don't really see me as like a human. I think it has a lot to do with like um their constant like their disregard for black women in general. And then there's this like idea that like, if I do, like if I cuz it like that's the whole thing is like I don't really try to I think there's this idea that like all black women are just like how do you say like on the market. They're like she's a part of the community. Like I'm not a part of that the community, whatever the community is. Anyway, but Drake was a little bit different because I feel like I had always tried to like look at these rap songs and be like, oh, I wonder, if this guy. I tried to like understand black guys' personalities through the raps, but Drake made it very explicit. He was like, "No, I like women." And every song that was for the girls was like really for the girls. He was like very specific in this way. It was like, I like the women. I liked like all the other things that the other guys were like, "Oh, we hate this about you and we hate that about you." Like Drake will like talk to your insecurities and be like, "I like you for that." And he'll put like he was putting like real women in his music videos. He was like that fuck boy that you love to hate. Anyway, so I definitely understand why people like him. The only thing I don't like, the thing that made me really upset with Drake was the stuff about Meg the Stallion. It just felt like he was reaching way too far into masculinity and the stuff like supporting Tory Lanez. It was just so hurtful. That's when that was like a real like line crosser for me where there's just certain things about my values and who I am as a human, right? Like I gotta live as a human first, and as much as I I like the one song with him and Bad Bunny off the new album. I actually put that on a playlist that I use like every day. So that's a really it's like a 1 second song. So the song is very short. It is a banger though. I definitely shake my ass to that song quite a lot. It's a really good song. But I feel like I understand where he's coming from, and I just wanted to give a minute for that. Um, Drake deserves to be where he's at. I don't think there's any doubters to that, but also like, yeah, I don't know. Drake deserves to be where he's at. I guess I would say that. I also thought this one was funny, which I'll just point. See, I was talking about that Michael Jackson thing, but that's not what I wanted to say either. I thought this was interesting. The one from last week, it was like, blocking me after you did me wrong isn't really blocking me, it's blocking you. It's actually the most considerate thing I've seen you do. Um, that sounds like a typical man in his feelings. Like, you're, sir, whoever hurt you, if she blocked you, she's just trying to like create a boundary and move on because it's really not healthy for anybody to like harbor over someone else if you're done with them, right? Like, if she blocked you, if you blocked her, y'all probably need to stop following each other anyway. It's not helpful for anybody. Like, everybody has to move on in the most healthy ways possible. Do everybody a favor and just walk forward in the light. You don't need to harbor off of people who like don't want you no more.